pressure anyhow. We can't remove carbon-14 because it's inside the scintillator itself. We can't make mass spectroscopy on a pound scale. The only thing we can do is to contract with the provider. The provider for our case was the Enicam in Sardinia, and to contract with them that they give us only PC coming from very old place. I guess it was coming from Libya. I mean, very old petrol oil situ in order to have a carbon-14. The carbon-14 decay with an half-life of 5,600, if I am correct. So if you have very old oil, you have an amount of carbon-14 that is quite low. Okay? Once you have it, you can't remove it, and sure you can't wait. The only thing is to hope that this amount is the lower as possible. We have also Borexino 7. Borexino 7 is created by cosmic ray on carbon-12 to ship it in 24 hours, no more, to the Gran Sasso laboratory underground, where is, you can say, where there is no contribution to cosmic ray. When I say cosmic ray, it's not a muon, reaction created by neutron, and there is no neutron underground, for sure. We need some meter of water equivalent in order to stop all neutron. We have natural potassium. We have radon. Radon actually is part of this reaction. I mean, uranium-238 is a nuclide that undergo an alpha decay, creating, for example, this case, thorium-234, but it decays by itself, creating another nuclei, and then another, creating a chain. And in this chain, there are radon 222. The fact that I mention it and not the other one is because this is a noble gases, and can emanate. If you have, for example, in the sphere or in the photomultiplier, you have uranium, then decay, all the nuclei remain in the mass, while radon can emanate on the surface and reach the inner part of the detector. So this is why, because I mentioned the radon alone and not in uranium. Then we have also bismuth and polonium, and also krypton and krypton-defined and argon-39. These are two nuclides. The first one is created by, it's an anthropogenic nuclei. I mean, it's created in, it was created in late 60s, in the 60s where nuclear tests take place. This is a fallout from uranium-235. Argon-39 is created by cosmic ray. In any case, this is a more or less a compilation of a nuclei that we have to find in order to reach such a low threshold. Here is some picture. This is the whole sea, as I showed before. Here you can see the blue is the CTF. Borexino is under this structure. It's not. You can see this is a storage vessel. These are the vessels in which we put the PC once arrived from Sardinia. It was flushed inside here, treated with different plants in order to purify it and put filled into the detector. So this is the dome. What to do like? Ask to go. This is the dome, the structure containing the water and inside the sphere. Okay. This was a picture made, I don't know, 10 years ago. Okay, 15 meter height. This is, we are inside the dome, you see. here is the sphere. Each hole, in each hole there will be photomultiplier. This means that we have 2,200 volts. Here is a clean room where the photomultiplier were mounted before to go into the sphere. Here is a picture inside the sphere. Each of them is a photomultiplier. This is a photomultiplier. Okay. Keep it with this structure in order to collect more light coming from the inner part. Okay, this scaffold were removed once the photomultiplier installed. So here is the connection mounting the fiber in order to tune all the photomultiplier, because if you want to reconstruct the position, we want that every photomultiplier see the light in the same time. I mean, we have to tune. In order to do that, we start from a laser and we split the light in 10 fiber. Each fiber is split into other 10 fibers, so until we reach 2,200 fiber, which of one goes directly to the so we can calibrate in time all photomultiplier. This is a picture of the interior part of the sphere once the scaffold is removed. So this is the balloon. This was on the same made in Princeton. Actually, it was the Princeton University that took care of the construction of the vessel. You can see that actually there is not only one vessel, but two vessels. Why? The first one, the inner vessel, is one that contains the scintillator itself. The second one, if you look at the sketch I made here, here, you see this is the inner vessel in nylon, and there is another vessel here. This is made because, as I said before, if you have uranium, and you have for sure uranium inside the sphere, stainless sphere or photomultiplier, radon, being a noble gases, can emanate and go directly into the inner part. So we have another vessel named outer vessel or shroud in order to keep away radon emanating from the external part. Okay? This is why we have two vessels. Okay? So the two vessels were constructed in Princeton, brought to the Gran Sasso, and here is a picture when the two vessels were mounted. This is the same once inflated. It was inflated with argon, with nitrogen of very high level. Nitrogen in which the amount of argon and krypton is less than 1 part on, if I remember well, 1 part of a trillion. Okay? I mean, nitrogen made for our purpose, very purified nitrogen. So once the vessel, when I say nitrogen, we have nitrogen inside the inner vessel, outside the outer vessel, and between. Okay? Now we want to replace the nitrogen with the scintillator, and we want to put the scintillator, I said, pseudo-cumene plus PPO. We want to enhance the light production. So we have to put PC plus PPO here, and PC plus DMP, the quencher, outside the inner vessel. So we have to balance both without take a risk that one on the two have a pressure that is 1 millimeter different from the other, because if not we crash. But before to fill with pseudo-cumene, we fill the detector before with water, with high purity water, in order to remove all